The way Matilda communicated with the life form was through telepathic dialogue. Matilda would think up questions in her head, and after a while, the life form's answer would come into Matilda's head. Matilda first asked the life form's name. It was answered that it could be called air. Air also replied that it did not need buildings, clothing, or oxygen. When asked if it was really a living thing, it was answered that it was neither a robot like a machine, nor a living thing like a human, but a mentally remote-controlled life form. It was also discovered that its skin could withstand all kinds of changes in temperature and air pressure, that it could be adapted to the harsh environments of outer space and various planets, and that its body was very weak because muscle tissue was useless in space travel. Matilda then asked where air came from. Then, images of stars were sent into Matilda's head, and at the same time, the image of a certain word came into her head. Matilda translated it as domain. In the ensuing exchange, it became clear that the term domain did not refer to a specific planet, but to a large civilization that exists in the universe. In other words, air was a member of the domain civilization. There are various civilizations in the universe, and many planetary civilizations are controlled by the domain. Air was an officer in the domain expeditionary force. He was also the pilot and engineer of the spaceship. Air did not reveal where the domain was located. The reason was that, as a military officer, Air could not reveal everything, and furthermore, the location of the domain is not yet known to humans. However, they said that it only takes a few minutes to a few hours to get to Earth. When asked why they came to Earth, they answered that Earth is in the domain's jurisdiction. Air and his friends have come to Earth many times on missions, and they basically follow the rule of not coming into contact with Earthlings. This time, they came to Earth as part of that mission, but unfortunately they were struck by lightning and lost control and crashed. It is said that such incidents are extremely rare, as lightning alone does not damage spaceships. The domain's permanent mission is to secure, manage and expand the territory and resources of the domain. In other words, what they are most interested in is not humanity, but the Earth itself, the Earth as a resource and territory. This was the basic attitude of the domain towards the Earth. However, Air says there is no need to worry. The domain will never treat humanity cruelly. The plundering of territory that is happening on Earth will not occur under the domain's management. They will not do such foolish things. The domain's policy for managing the Earth is as follows. The domain will not announce its existence to Earthlings until it is clear whether revealing their existence will benefit the domain in the future. There is no benefit to letting humanity know about the domain's existence at this time. This is the current situation. The moon and asteroids near the Earth are said to be useful as a space station for the domain. In addition to the Earth, they are most interested in the moon, asteroids, Mars, Venus, etc. They say that these are convenient for building tools to accommodate the domain's aircraft and building underground bases. For the domain, this solar system is just a base. However, they are watching to make sure that the Earthlings do not destroy this base until it is no longer of any use. That was the end of the interview on the first day. However, the military's higher-ups were not satisfied with the answers that Matilda translated. There were few specific details and many ambiguous parts. They began to suspect that Matilda was fabricating her answers. So the next day, the military had several experts interview Matilda instead of Matilda. However, none of them were able to communicate with her. The military had no choice but to call Matilda again. When Matilda entered the room, she felt a happy emotion from Air. Matilda said it was a very warm feeling. Before resuming the interview, the military had prepared many questions to the effect that Air and military experts could communicate directly. However, from the answers obtained, it was found that Air could not write the language or symbols on Earth, and could only communicate mentally with Matilda. Knowing this, the military decided to let Matilda continue the interview. They asked more in-depth questions about Air's home planet, but Matilda put the images she received into words as they were, which inevitably became ambiguous. In response, the military suggested that Air study Earth's English. Air agreed, and the military prepared a variety of books, from children's books to specialized textbooks. With Matilda's help, Air began studying English. Matilda spent about 2 hours a day supporting Air's English studies. Air continued to read these books without a break, and, surprisingly, after just 16 days, he was able to express his thoughts to Matilda in English. The military immediately began asking questions.